Hello there. Hope everything's going well for you. Larger civil cases occur usually only because the defendant has money to pay if he loses. In many instances, the money that will be used to pay comes from an insurance company which is obligated under the terms of an insurance contract to defend the defendant in litigation and pay for any judgment against the defendant arising from that litigation. With that said, a typical claim proceeds like this. An insured party visits a lawyer who agrees to represent the new client in a claim against a party who caused the client's injuries. The attorney will notify the wrongdoer of the attorney's representation and ask the wrongdoer to direct the attorney to the wrongdoer's insurance company. Once the insurance company is identified, the attorney will notify the insurer of the claim and the attorney's representation of the injured client. Communications are established between the attorney and the insurer, and over the subsequent months or years, the attorney and the insurance company will attempt to settle a claim. If settlement fails, the attorney is likely to file suit on behalf of the client. In the course of filing suit, the attorney will send a courtesy copy of the complaint to the insurer for the defendant. Insurance companies usually have contractual relationships with law firms who have agreed to represent the insurance company's insureds, the people who are covered by the insurance contract with the insurance company, in the event an insured has been sued. When the insurance company receives a complaint against its insured, the company will forward the complaint to the law firm and ask that the law firm represent the insured, the defendant in the case. When the complaint and insurance company file is received by the law firm, an attorney from the firm will frequently contact plaintiff's attorney to notify him or her that defendant is being represented, and the attorney will request an extension of time in which to file an answer. The request for an extension is made within the time period for filing an answer to the complaint. Atlas and Thor has had a good working relationship with Cassius and Brutus for decades, even though they are usually on opposite sides of litigation. In particular, Chad Atlas has a good relationship with Jonathan Brutus, and they and their spouses often socialize together. Mr. Atlas represents a client, Homer Johnson, in a large personal injury claim in which liability is questionable. Mr. Atlas filed suit on behalf of Mr. Johnson on March 7, 2014 in Arizona Superior Court, Mojave County. The complaint was served on defendant Marjorie Krabappel on March 8, 2014. Ms. Krabappel is insured for the type of damage suffered by Mr. Johnson by State Farm. Ms. Krabappel forwarded the complaint to State Farm as required by the terms of her insurance policy, and as a courtesy, Mr. Atlas sent a copy of the complaint on March 7 to the State Farm insurance adjuster with whom he unsuccessfully tried to negotiate a settlement prior to filing suit. Through the grapevine, Mr. Atlas heard that Jonathan Brutus's father died on March 22nd. On March 29, Mr. Atlas received a phone call from Mr. Brutus at 9:30 a.m., 1/2 hour after the courthouse doors had opened. Mr. Brutus explained that his father passed away and that State Farm in the prior week had forwarded the file to Mr. Brutus in order for Mr. Brutus to represent Ms. Krabappel in the Homer Johnson matter. Mr. Brutus requested an extension of time from Mr. Atlas in which to file an answer to the complaint. Please consider the options available to Mr. Atlas, remembering the ethical duties required by attorneys, but also taking into consideration practical necessities of working with other attorneys. Well, there you have it. Go to it.